his teammates knew, all of his coaches knew, but there was such a respect of, hey, let him announce it on his terms, let him do his deal with Erica, and you knew it was coming, so it wasn't like it was anything that was new, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was a great reflection of the respect that he's earned over time based on just who he is as a person, how he's handled things, and to be able to do it the way that he did, was so him. And then, Artis says, you want to do a speech? He'll get his speech 5 years from now in Canton, so.
When you watched him from afar before you became his coach, what did you maybe learn about him that you didn't know watching him on the field?
He was such a special player, Sarah, right from the jump, and defensive rookie of the year, and the way that he played and his energy and just, playing snap in and snap out with just a relentless enthusiasm and ability to affect and influence the game on every single play. I saw that same sort of thing, and I think what you see is behind the scenes, the consistency, the way that he works. I remember one of the things when I was interviewing, he talked about the importance of we need accountability and making sure that we have standards and things that guys are doing on a consistent basis. And so one of the things that we implemented right away was, hey, we don't have many rules, but you're going to be on time. If you're supposed to be there when you're supposed to be there, and if not, then we're going to fine you. And I remember probably midway through the season, he was using the bathroom and he was late for a defensive meeting. Like came in at 8:01 when the meeting started at 8, and I said, "Where were you?" He said, "I was using the bathroom." I said, "All right, well, I'm not going to fine you." He says, "Oh no, you fine me." So just the kind of guy that he was, but he was just so consistent in the way that he poured into his teammates, and he did it. I think one of the best ways that you can model authentic leadership is modeling the way, and he did that every single day. He never asked anybody to do anything that he wasn't willing to do. He loved his teammates. He was always about winning. All these individual accolades that he accomplished, it was always about winning and elevating the people around him. And I could never do justice to articulate what a special person and player he is. And everybody wants to talk about, is he the greatest of all time? He certainly is one of the greatest of all time. And I think when you look at greatness, he was great, and he was always great from the very jump, the consistency through 10 years. What a career. And when he told me after we sat down on the Monday morning following that Detroit loss, he said, I'm full. You could really feel there was a sense of peace, and maybe we'll see if he gets that appetite later on. But no, it would almost, I'm kidding about that, but he has earned the right to feel that way, and I'm really happy for him.
John, but what you learned of the kickoff proposal,
yeah.
What do you think of it? And if it does pass, what does it mean from a coaching perspective and maybe even a roster construction perspective?
Yeah, it's a great question. Number one, I think I think it's been a great job by our special teams coordinators in this league. Darren Rizzi, John Fossil, Richard Hightower were here yesterday. Presenting the proposal that they came up with that is, largely influenced from what the XFL has done. I think it's important. You want to be able to keep the foot in the game. And so there's been a real conscientious effort to try to be able to do that. We'll see if that goes through, but I do think I think there's going to be a lot of things that we learn in the midst of it as we start to figure out, all right, schematically, how does that affect and influence the outcome of games? What does that do in terms of those 10 to 12 plays now that will be more prevalent depending upon the approach? But